when you talk about, getting lost in time when you're doing stuff with technology, I find myself, if I'm in the restroom and I have my phone, I'll easily spend 30 minutes just sitting there on my phone. But if I don't have my phone, I'll be in and out within like 5 minutes.
So the bathroom has become your place of worship to your to your smartphone.
To my phone. Yeah. As odd as that sounds. Yeah.
Your bathroom is now the sanctuary to your smartphone. Do you have like a little pedestal to put your smartphone on?
No.
Okay.
It's my hands.
No, your hands are just a little pedestal.
Yes.
What was probably the best part of that whole thing is Aaron is responding to himself as he's listening to it, and he freaks himself out because he gave the same answer both times and not even realizing that he was going to do that.
Oh, that's
The expression on your face as you're like, my hands, and then all of a sudden it goes, my hands, and you're like, wait, what? I actually said that in the past?
No.
Oh no, your memory is going.
Yes, it
You're
is.
you're becoming the new Biden.
Oh, and I'm sleepy. Oh no.
Why are you sleepy?
No, I'm not sleepy. I'm just, I don't know.
It was entertaining. I don't know if you follow this person on any of the socials, YouTube or Instagram or whatever. Demolition Matt, Demolition Ranch.
Oh, yeah.
And he recently did an Instagram photo and he tagged Joe Biden in it.
Oh,
And
no.
he tagged POTUS, Joe Biden's official, presidential account, the presidential account of whoever's president at the time, right?
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
And it's Matt, and he's his arm around someone, they're just posing, as friends do by the lake. And then there's a person who's fallen off a bike into the water, and he tagged it as Joe Biden. And I'm just sitting there going,
dang.
Wow, okay. And the fact that the POTUS tag Instagram account was allowed to be tagged on just anything willy-nilly it's like, okay. Because at first I just saw it come up before the photo loaded. It says, Matt, tagged Joe Biden in a picture. I'm like, what? And then I see the picture. And at first I was like, wait, what? Oh,
oof.
I see.
That's funny.
And I just sat there and just kind of watched it and laughed and kind of waiting for everyone else in the world, who gets up in arms about every little thing to get up in arms about it.
About that.
But then I got busy with life and I didn't get a chance to go back to it and watch it. And so one of these days, maybe I'll go back and look at it and be like, hey, whatever. Oh, Matt's dead. Okay, got it.
What happened to this guy? Oh, he gone.
He got killed. He became friends with Hillary Clinton and all of a sudden he disappeared.
Clintons came at his door. Like,
Yep. But that's not what we're talking about. It was just a random thought that crossed my head today.
You could tie it in somehow?
No, I don't think so. Don't think so. Not easily,
well,
at
I
least.
wouldn't say Matt was deserving of what he got from that.
Oh, depends.
Well, that's if he got killed by the Clintons. Then
Yeah.
be very deserving.
No one deserves that. But what this is, today is a question that Aaron had.
Oh no.
Why are you going, oh no?
I hate it when it's my question.
Why do you hate it when it's your question?
I don't know, because I get nervous. Kidding. I don't understand my brain. It's okay.
Okay. You're like, I get nervous. I don't understand my brain. Okay. I'm like, it was like a roller coaster of what is going on here. I'm like, wait, what? Oh,
welcome to my mind.
Oh,
scary.
It's a scary place. I never want to visit it again. Okay. But anyways, so what was the question, Aaron? So I don't mispronounce it or not misstate it.
It's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Does everyone deserve love?
Okay. Does everyone deserve love?
Yeah.
Before I even say anything.
Uh-oh.
And the reason I'm doing this is so I don't influence anything that you might say about this.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on it?
It's the word deserve that gets me hung up.
Okay, why does that get you hung up?
Because it's like it makes me think that people are entitled to something. And so with that being said, I would say no,
Okay.
but it's something that we should do to one another. Because I mean, we're told so aren't we told to love people even if they are undeserving of it?
Even if they're our enemies,
Mm-hmm.
we're to love our neighbors as ourselves.
So at
So
that
they
point,
deserve love.
no, no, we're supposed to show it.
No, there's a difference between showing love and being loving to a person.
Okay, explain.
So showing love is like, look at me doing all these things for my neighbors or whatever.
That's not love.
It,
That's
it depends
both.
it depends what it is. Like if you're
No.
if you're just like mowing their grass, whatever, that's not love. But
No, I'm not saying. But if you're gonna be all bloaty about it, be like, look
yeah,
what I'm doing.
I
That's
know.
not love.
That's what I'm saying. Showing love in if you want to go by showing terms, but giving love to your neighbor is, hey, even though we disagree with stuff,
Yeah.
me and the guy from Michigan, I disagree with him 100% on things, on a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things recently. But that being said, if something were to happen, he got in trouble or, he
Yeah.
needed help. If there was something I could do to assist, I still would do it.
Yeah.
Still would be there to,
But that's because
assist
we're
him.
commanded to or
Yes.
told to.
But he's still deserving of love.
I don't think that's what that is.
Well, let
I
me
guess
ask.
I don't follow on the same. I guess I'm not following with it still.
That's
But,
fine.
yeah. Interesting.
Just because he is human, because he is a brother in Christ, even if we disagree on things, and that could be someone locally, that could be someone remotely, whatever, they deserve to be shown grace. They deserve to be shown love. They deserve that. Now, I think maybe where there's a hang up,
Mm-hmm.
let's define love.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I was reading this big old thing, and there's like several pages of stuff talking about love. I'm like, oh gosh, this is a lot. I mean, it went into the different kinds of the whole
Exactly.
what there's like the romantic love and just friendship love, stuff like that. So it's like, there's a lot in that of itself.
And that's why I say everyone does deserve love. Now, what type of love is different?
Yeah.
And that's why I want to, hear what your thought was first on that.
Yeah.
Because go on.
Because the other thing is, well, I guess, but that's interesting now. Okay. Because obviously Christ had shown love to us
Right.
that we did not deserve,
Right.
but we can accept it and take it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's just got me hung up, I suppose. So, all right, different kinds of loves.
Right. And here's the thing. When it talks about, he showed us love,
Yeah.
what type of love was that he was talking about? Obviously, it wasn't the
Well, that wasn't the romantic love stuff like that. No.
Wasn't the affectionate, wasn't the self-love, compassion, it was the unconditional love. Are we all deserving of unconditional love? No. That is a very, it's very specific, it's what?
No, yeah, keep going.
Okay. It's that universal, unconditional, selfless love for others. That is where, Jesus, where he was caring more for others than himself. Do we all deserve that? No. Heck no. None of us really deserve that.
Yeah, nobody at all deserves it.
Nope. But we are called to be like Jesus and have that type of love for other people, even if they don't, quote unquote, deserve it.
So why do you have to add the quote unquote thing?
I don't know. That's just in my head. That's how like if I was reading this in a book, in my head I'd be like, quote unquote, deserve.
Right.
Because we don't deserve it. No, but we're commanded still to love others and do that. Now, that being said, apart from that, right? The other stuff, friendship and all that, is that something that someone deserves? I would say yes on those levels.
Maybe.
Okay, why do you say maybe?
You say as far as a friendship level?
Well, I'm saying like those other forms, like the friendship,
Yeah.
the the self-love, where
Mm-hmm.
it's stuff like that. Those are kind of essential
I guess
and
it's being essential and important, I guess I would say is different than deserving.
okay,
Because what if somebody doesn't, if you try and be a friend to somebody, but
right.
they continuously reject anything that you do, what do you just keep forcing it upon them regardless? Now, maybe as a Christian viewpoint, maybe, sure. But as a non Christian, I mean, I would imagine most people be like, okay, well, you don't want anything to do with me, or you don't want a friendship. So then, boop.
Right. And,
But because obviously not everybody can be friends with everyone, though.
exactly.
So,
Unlike you,
so
where we
that's
can go anywhere and find someone that
yeah.
somehow. It's a little ridiculous to be.
Yeah, when we were at Pepe's the other night, well, granted, yeah, there's the person that was sitting behind us. I mean, I hadn't seen her in years, but I was like, oh, I remember you. But then I didn't want to say anything. So yeah, there's always someone
That's what I said.
somewhere.
We can't go anywhere without that. And I was just like, whatever.
Mm,
But
but yeah,
yeah, you can't be friends with everyone. So
no,
it's not like you are owed it, or
no.
you don't go up to
But
someone
then
and go,
wouldn't that be deserving if you're owed
is it?
something? Well, that's what you just. Well, you just said you're not owed a friendship.
So what does let me break,
So
what does
Yeah,
deserving mean?
what does say it? I don't know. Because whenever I think of it as something that that's like guaranteed that you should have, kind of thing.
It means worthy of being treated in a particular way, typically of being giving assistance.
Okay.
In other words, it's not that it's like a king that demands respect or something like that. It's
Okay. Yeah. Are you worthy of something?
yeah. So that's why I say everyone is deserving of some love. I'm not saying all love. Not everyone's
Yeah.
deserving of like the eros love, the romantic type, love, um, and all that.
I mean, there could be some people that might be deserving of it, but they never get it.
Well, if you look at it through a biblical context, right? The Bible does say, it's one man, one woman.
Oh
That's
yeah.
so that that I was reading a book, yesterday, last night, from the Gospel Coalition. Or I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you've heard of them and all that, right? The Gospel Coalition, you've heard of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Like, you look confused there for a second. That's why I was like,
well, because I was just wondering what you had for your, because I mean, this is just a very basic, the Oxford language definition, where it says do something or have or show qualities worthy. So that's, in my mind, is that saying that you have to do something in order to qualify to be worthy of it?
it could be.
That's how I read that. So anywho,
Okay.
Gospel Coalition thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so they published a free ebook out there. Essentially, it's a book that someone wrote, and it's like, oh, let's talk about these, 5 big things that are out in society right now. So, like Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Oh yeah, that everyone's deserving of someone to love. Essentially, like love is love. That concept,
Yeah.
gay marriage, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah.
No.
In there, and she was talking about that, and she made a point in there, and saying that everyone deserves to be treated with respect and to be loved on that, that human level of giving them dignity and giving them the basic human necessities, food,
Mm-hmm.
water, making sure that they're healthy and everything. But not everyone's deserving, she goes, based biblically on these other things. And she goes down, her list of
Mm-hmm.
all of them. And that's what kind of got me going down that thought pattern of, yes, there are some parts and some types of love that everyone is deserving of, only because of the fact that they are human. That's where it started going me, leading me down that kind of brain, I guess, thinking a little bit. But again, it's not every point and type of love that
No.
everyone's deserving of, because if you look at it, we are commanded to love our neighbor. We are
Yeah.
commanded to say, hey, whether you are, clean or unclean, or we
Yeah.
like you or not,
Yeah.
as a human, that alone gives you and makes you deserving of being loved.
I guess that doesn't make sense to me.
It okay, why not? Go on.
It's just it's literally when you mention the word deserve.
Right.
Bef- uh, Everything before that, before you said deserve, then I'd be like, oh yeah,
So it's the word deserve that's that hang up for you.
yeah,
Why so?
because people aren't deserving of love.
They're not deserving of love. Just because they're human doesn't make them
No,
deserving.
it's ugh, now you're making it too big. There's got to be people. I mean, I guess would you look at Hitler? Would you ever think he would be deserving of some kind of love?
And see, that's where the Bible becomes really hard to adapt
Well,
into our
I know,
everyday life.
no,
Yep,
but
I
yeah,
know.
so it's he's not deserving of it, but he can be shown love
Mhm.
and then do with what he will with it, I guess. Because it's like I well, I can't, and I don't remember how he passed away. Was it suicide or I don't remember.
I don't remember
I
off the top of
was
my head.
Yeah, that was one of the things I remember hearing it the most was something he offed himself somehow. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's because I mean, no one. Well, obviously, no one deserves what an eternity in heaven. It's only through
Mhm.
the gift of Christ where we can do that. Everyone deserves punishment.
Yep.
So I guess I always think of love as a gift sort of thing that's given, and I mean, yeah, and as a Christian should be expressed or given to people in a Christ-like manner, which being unconditional. Obviously, we fail at that because we're not
Oh, yeah,
perfect.
we definitely fail at that at multiple times.
Yeah, so that's where, and 'cause now I'm also trying to think of it as a non-Christian.
Mhm.
Should somebody give someone love if they don't do anything that makes them deserving of it?
In a non-Christian mindset, no.
Yeah,
That
right.
because and that's I think where the big difference is, sometimes at least where I'm thinking about it from, okay?
Yeah,
When I'm thinking about from the biblical mindset, yes, by default nature, we are condemned to hell because
right.
of what happened in the garden, Adam and Eve.
Sin. Yep.
It's not Adam and Lilith. Like
Or
that's some old Hebrew
wait,
traditional.
Adam and Lilith.
Yes, so
Oh,
there's
whoa, whoa,
there
whoa,
there's
whoa,
old
whoa, whoa. Mhm.
there's old Hebrew tradition that Lilith was the first wife of Adam that was taken out of the ground as well. Hence why Eve was made out of the rib to be his helper and be like him. But because she was taken out of the ground, she was evil and
Evil.
according to Hebrew tradition, she's like the queen of demons and all that. It's
Lilith?
yeah,
Uh, yeah.
she's a very evil
Yep.
creature in that regard. But anyways, you know, back to where I was getting at.
Yeah.
That was a side tangent, Josh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh, you're not Josh.
Well, I thought I spurred it. Never mind. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up.
All good. But anyways, so the concept of the fact that are we deserving of love as humans? And I got to emphasize, not all types. Not
Oh yeah,
I'm
no.
not talking. Just because you're human, you deserve all these things. Okay, in the biblical sense, there are 7 different words for love in Greek.
Yeah.
That's quite a few
Yeah.
different types of love there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm not saying that as humanity, as a human, as a Christian, non-Christian, whatever, that you deserve 7 types of love. What you do deserve, though, as a human, because you always hear people talking about, well, as a human, you deserve these rights, you deserve these things, whatever. Where my mindset is going is that as a Christian, even though I'm again, like I said, I may disagree, might not like something that someone says, blah, 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 blah,
Mhm.
whatever. Because they are human, because I don't know the condition of their soul, because I don't know the condition of them, but because they are human, that alone, based on what, God tells us in the New Testament, Jesus tells us to love the neighbor as ourselves.
Mhm.
Because of that, my mind goes, they deserve these basic things of love. Now, again, that's not I have to be their friend. That's not I have
No.
to be
No.
their whatever. And the love is like care, compassion,
Yeah.
The love is making sure their needs are met or if they need assistance with stuff and it's in my ability to do it, to do it. That's where my brain
Yeah.
goes.
Okay.
And I know the word deserve there is your
Mhm.
hang up. And, and
Yeah.
and that's fine. And that's why I want to,
Right.
and it's it- going back to the concept though, if I was not a Christian, that would
You
not
do
be
whatever
true
you do whatever the heck you want.
because there is nothing guiding my worldview telling me that my neighbor
Yeah.
deserves to be loved.
Yeah. And that's where I guess I don't know, because yeah, I guess for myself, I wouldn't say I ever deserve any sort of love, especially on the Christ level of love.
Neither of us do.
Right.
And that's not one of and that's not one of those that because we're human we deserve it.
Yeah.
It's the
But then, yeah, I don't know. I guess yeah.
that's why I said what
I
type of love are you talking about?
any.
You know?
And that's the thing. I guess yeah. As far as like any love I've been shown, okay, maybe at times I have, but that's if I have been behaving in a way that deems I deserve of it, I suppose. But
Really?
I've still been loved in ways where I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's
It
where I think it's like there's definitely times when people just don't
right.
deserve it.
I get what you're saying, and
Yeah.
that's why I keep bringing it. Like I said, in my mind,
Hmm.
it's because of that injection of Christ into my mindset.
See, and I guess that's what. Mm, yeah. No. Yeah. And I see what you're saying. I guess it's
And that's the only
to me.
reason
It just. Yeah. That word just hangs me up. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
words and you just get
We
hung
don't. We
up at.
don't get along.
I know
We
this. I know
don't.
this fully for a fact.
Because because then otherwise it's like oh, my other thing was thinking is like if it's easy to love someone
Mhm.
if they do something deserving of it. There's no challenge to that.
Oh, yeah.
So
100% agree.
it's loving someone when they don't deserve it, which leads me to think that not everybody acts or for not everyone behaves in a way where they deserve it, but as a Christian we're still supposed to show it to them
Yeah.
because it's been shown to us.
Mhm.
But I'm not deserving of it. I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that is certain ones at certain times. There can be stuff I can do where, yeah, maybe I'm deserving of it
yeah,
in this instance.
yeah, like you said, it is real easy to be friendly, love someone that, is doing stuff in accordance with how you
Mhm.
like it.
Right.
That
Yeah.
that's a universal human condition,
Yes.
Christian or not.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Christian or not. And yes, we are commanded, like you said, to love those even when they're quote unquote undeserving.
Right.
I don't know why I like quote unquote just for whatever
Yeah.
reason. My brain just likes it.
Mhm.
For even when someone who is undeserving, doing let's go back to the standoff conversation.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I didn't deserve that, but you still did it.
Yes. It,
But
and
I
it,
wasn't deserving of it.
it wasn't well, in my mind,
Yeah.
yes.
But yeah, from coming from you, yeah.
But in my mind, yes, you were because and here's why. So let me back the train up just a second here.
Mhm.
For those who are like, wait, what the standoff conversation?
Yeah. Yeah.
This was a conversation many years ago when
Mhm.
Aaron just out of the blue texted me and's like, and he was in youth group still at the time. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not coming to play tonight." And this was like last minute and everything. And I was like, "Wait, what? What?" And
What do you
then
mean you're not showing up?
and then he's like, "Oh, I'm not coming to youth group." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Okay, fine. Maybe something came up. Blah 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 blah. Whatever
I
happened."
feel like I was probably very well, just in text, probably standoffish.
You didn't give me much at that point.
Yeah.
It wasn't even standoffish. It was just very
okay.
short. It was just
Well,
very
alright.
short. It was just like, I'm not coming. Blah, blah. Like very,
Yeah.
very few words. Aaron
Yeah.
is a man of few words over text sometimes.
Yeah.
And so he didn't show up to youth group or anything like that. So I'm like, okay, So I swung by his house afterwards, and it literally, like, if you see those old Western standoffs where they're having a shootout, one person on one side of the road and the yard, and the other person on the other side of the yard. That was us. Like, literally, Aaron was on one side, I was on the other side, and it was just one of those, like, what's going on? And just nothing really getting from him. And it did end up being like, well, will you at least go to have breakfast with me at a burrito place? And he said, oh yeah, okay. And
that's what I was gonna mention. I was like, we should totally check that out today, but I forgot. Oh well.
and then we ended up having a very long conversation after that in the car, in the parking lot of said.
Yeah, we sat out there for like an hour or so.
It was more than that, dude.
Oh man.
Because we got there at like 10 something. We didn't walk into the restaurant till like 1, almost 2.
Oh my gosh.
It was a very long, deep conversation over what was going on at the time.
My life.
And
oh my gosh.
I wasn't really even intending for that conversation to be that long, but it ended up being that long.
It did, yeah.
Because once the dam broke, you just kept going. You just kept going, right?
This is what I'm doing. It's terrible.
So when I say stand-up conversation, that's a stand-up conversation.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it wasn't that Aaron doesn't deserve this, but I'm going to love him anyways, and see if there's any way I can help him. And to be honest and fair,
yeah.
in when I said, "Hey, will you at least do breakfast?" It wasn't to be like, let's have this come to Jesus conversation. It was literally to try to keep the relationship going for maybe down the road having that. Let's have this conversation about what's really going on. It wasn't I'm trying to solve the world's problems on this one combo. And
no.
Oh boy.
But
Wow.
look what happened.
that was interesting. Anyways, so in my mind, it was partially that, and it was because even though he's acting like just a dumb teenager right now, if I'm being honest, I was like, just even though he's acting like a dumb teenager right now, I was like, he deserves love just because of the fact that he's human. B, we've had a relationship before. C, we all screw up. D, something's probably going on that hasn't surfaced yet, which it was.
Yeah.
E, there might be more, but ultimately God commands us to love.
Right.
And so all those things, but notice what in there I said, one of the items was because he's human.
Yeah.
It wasn't
right. No. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
In my head, that's what my mindset was at the time, and even continues to be.
Well, I guess I'm glad at that time it was that was your mindset.
And that's what it continues to be, and that's why I said in my head, at least some of those 7 loves people deserve just because they are human, because I'm human, and I know the undeservingness that I am, and they are in the same boat as me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's so weird.
I know
It's like I agree with that. It's still just
you don't have to agree with me. You do not have.
Well,
to agree with me.
I do. It's just that freaking word. I hate it. I guess maybe it's because also I hate how. I guess I tie the word entitled to it.
Ah, that could be.
So that might be part of my issue.
Would it make more
sense? What's the difference between deserved and entitled?
So entitled means to believing oneself to be inherently deserving of privilege or special treatment.
Freaking word again. Get out of here.
English is very imprecise.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Although English is very weird. If you've ever kind of looked through things, like we have a word for throwing someone out of a window, but we don't have a word for the day after tomorrow. Do you know what the word for throwing someone out a window is?
No.
Defenestration.
Why is that a word?
I don't know.
Why?
So defenestration is the act of throwing someone out of a window.
Just say threw out of a window.
But no, we have one word which means to throw out a window, but we don't have one word that means the day after tomorrow.
I can't even repronounce that word right now. Defenestration?
Defenestration.
Wow, okay, I did. Defenestration.
So English is sometimes very imprecise on these things.
I hate it. Okay.
So that doesn't help when you have the definition of a word within the definition of another word, and you're like, dang it.
Yeah, it really irks me.
Or here's another definition that doesn't have
Deserving in it.
Deserving in it.
What is it?
having a right to certain benefits or privileges.
Yeah, okay, no.
Having or showing a feeling of entitlement.
Yeah.
So there is a difference between deserving and
And
entitlement.
Yeah. Okay.
Because entitlement is, I am Aaron Johnson. Therefore,
And this is what I should be given.
I am a drummer. Let me on stage to drum. Okay, that's typical drummer attitude. I'm kidding.
No, after a conversation from work, that's the complete opposite for me.
Oh,
yeah, it was funny. I'll tell you about you.
Okay.
I can tell you about it later.
okay. So that's the entitlement. Like, I am something special.
Yeah, no.
I deserve to be.
See, you used the word again.
Yes.
See?
I am something special.
I
I
am
am the
owed.
one who must be taken care of specially because I am worthy of things.
See, but then that's what part of in the definition of deserving is that somebody has done something to be worthy of it or have something or
See, how I look at more,
so it's like ugh.
how I look at
what does
deserving, right?
Yeah.
And this is my brain thinking the way it does.
Yeah.
Deserving is more, yes, there are some things that you could do that are like where you do something well and you're deserving of like, hey, good job, right? But also at the same time in my head, it's an immutable quality of someone. What I mean by that is not based on like your race or whatever, but it's an immutable quality of you being human. That's how my brain goes. So there's probably a better word for it than deserving in that regard.
Okay.
What that is, I don't know because
Right.
I got maybe D's in English class.
Oh God. Well, I mean, that's right where I was for the most part.
So do you know what immutable means? First off,
No, not at the moment.
immutable means something that cannot be changed.
Oh, okay.
That an immutable quality about a person is, well, A, that they're human, that they're born, that they're alive and they're breathing. Those things can be changed. I'm sorry.
They can be.
Just a gunshot and all of a sudden someone's
It's
not
over.
breathing and someone's dead. But immutable quality is that they are, alive. Or not alive, excuse me. I kept
You just said I could take
that
I could
they're
take away
human.
life.
That they're human, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Of
as
the
much
human
as you
race.
may want to pretend that you are a cat, you are
You're
not a
not
cat.
a
You're not a
kitty.
cat in a human body. That's
No.
not how it goes.
No.
It's immutable that you are human, and because of the fact that you are immutably human, you deserve these types of love. That's how my brain strings it all together and puts
Okay.
it all together.
Yeah, because I guess for how at the see, no, maybe we'll have a follow-up
Now there
thing
are
on this topic later down the road if I have some epiphany or something, I don't know, or some weird moment.
or maybe you disagree with me all more and you go like,
Yeah,
Paul,
no,
you are
Paul, you're an
100%
idiot.
Yeah. Now, that being said, what the ones that require in the deserving title fully, like as in there are conditions to it, those types of love, stuff like eros, the philia.
Oh, right. Yeah. no.
Those are in the storge, yeah, storge, and the pragma.
I mean, it's
Those
now
are all
granted,
those are all ones that are conditional.
yeah. I'll say, 'cause I mean, but that's different than love kind of stuff. But I was saying, I mean, obviously, in the Bible it teaches like, we're supposed to have like a good work ethic and stuff like
Mhm.
that, and the whole reap what you sow sort of deal. Now, granted, that's just for personal, more I guess, personal, I guess, stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I still just can't help but to think, I don't know, for how my mind is processing it. It's that love still needs to be shown to everyone,
Mhm.
even and that's so it's like
Let me ask this
and there
question.
in times even when they don't deserve it.
Yeah. Let me ask this question.
Yes, ask away.
Should everyone love themselves? As in, like, have good self-esteem about themselves?
It's probably a hold up a minute here. I mean, I want to say yes.
Okay. Because that's one of the
Um,
7 types of loves
yeah,
found in the Bible. So everyone
but that's I should do it. What if I don't deserve to love myself?
but shouldn't you?
I should.
And shouldn't you feel good about yourself and be able to love yourself and have a good self-esteem?
You should be able to.
But
I don't always do stuff where I deserve it. Just kidding. I'm gonna beat that thing until I die. I mean, it's important to do that. And that's, I guess, and that is something where it's, again, I would say it's very important. And I get to, well, yeah, show love for yourself, whatever, stuff like that too. If you never experience love, the thing that freaks me out about that is it would make life so much easier to give up on so much quicker if someone has never shown love.
oh yeah.
So I guess that's a tough one to think about too.
Yeah, because if you never have even the ability to do like well, they call it the self-compassion love,
Hmm.
where that and that's not so much where it's always self-esteem. It's also stuff like, you know, getting good sleep, eating
Right. Yeah.
healthy,
It's taking
taking
care of
care of
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
That's a form of love as well that they talk about. And they talk
Yes.
about as an example of this, Daniel when he was taken into Babylon,
Hmm.
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and all
Hmm.
that fun stuff. What did he do as well as part of this? A, he was following God's commands, but B, he also said he went to the head eunuch and said, "Hey, we want to eat differently. We don't want to eat the king's portions. We want to eat only the vegetables and that." He was taking care of himself, A, based on what his religion taught him, but also
Hmm.
B, based on what he believed was healthy for him and his friends. And he did say, "Hey, you know what? Judge us at the end of these days. If we're not as good as everyone
The
else,
rest, then.
we'll eat what they eat then."
Yeah.
So and everyone, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm going to use
Just
this word
kidding.
that you hate so much.
Yeah, deserves love.
Deserves the chance to be able to rest, be able to eat stuff that's relatively healthy. I'm not gonna say because right now you look at American food and it's just unhealthy as could be.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So,
Yeah, because now I'm just thinking of a scenario in my head
what scenario is that?
where I mean, it's again, just from the Christian perspective
Mhm.
of, oh gosh, dang it, this is making me, this is too much work for my brain on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah, well,
It's
it's
afternoon.
afternoon now. Oh, dang it. I should be awake by now. It makes me think of like I was thinking of a scenario similar to like was it when Christ was going to, was that Jerusalem? But then there's like was he the blind man or something? Like
Okay.
outside begging and trying to get Christ's attention. Everyone, he was like an outcast of, the civilization.
Right.
But then, eventually Christ, went to him and healed him and all that kind of stuff. Even then, even when everybody else is like, no, he's cast away kind of thing. You wouldn't want to waste your time on him. I don't know why I was thinking of some sort of a scenario like that. Because it's like that's something that I suppose I feel like I'll see every now and then in the church. Well, personally, I should say. I know obviously it happens, but it's where we treat people that aren't already in the quote unquote in the club kind of thing.
See, I got you doing it.
Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah, they aren't part of the clique.
Yeah. And so in that regard, I guess I'm fighting at the moment with saying, does that person deserve to be shown love and accepted and brought into the community? Or as Christians, should we be loving to that person because Christ commanded us to? And do that regardless of whether human thinks like, oh, well, they're not going to be for this kind of thing.
I would say both.
Both? Okay.
Because part of it is you have to recognize, and this is me thinking, okay?
Yeah.
So this is me thinking out loud. This isn't me lecturing Johnson.
Yay.
Okay.
For once. Just kidding.
For once.
I'm kidding.
Jeez Louise. The way I think of it is you have to recognize that they are there. They're probably not comfortable being there, especially if it's their first time at a church or something like that.
Probably not, no.
And have compassion for them and love for them and understanding that they are going to not fit in with the clique, so to speak,
Yeah.
because they don't know the
This is
language. They don't
foreign.
know the actions. This is
Mhm.
a foreign thing. This is like taking you, Johnson, and putting you in the middle of a ballet class. How you would be like, I have no idea what to do at this point. What are all these moves they're saying? Why am I
Yeah.
wearing tights?
Why are you starting at 5, 6, 7, 8 kind of stuff? What you start on 1?
Things are just like completely foreign to you, right?
Yeah.
And the way I think of it is I have to realize, A, they're human, so therefore they're deserving of any sort of compassion or love, that I could have. And that in that instance, it may be something as simple as going up to them, introducing yourself, saying hi, welcome, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
But also at the same time, Christ commands that we do love our neighbor, that we do reach out to those who don't think like us and go, hey, how can I help you? What's up? My name is Aaron. What's going on?
See, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. It's a both thing.
Right. I see what you're saying.
It's a because God commanded us to love our neighbor.
Yeah.
And they are human.
Yeah. Yeah.
They therefore deserve love. That's my mindset.
Mhm.
You do not have to
Yeah.
agree with that. That's how
Yeah.
I process it in my head
Yeah.
and make a more logical sense
Right.
for me.
Okay.
Because
That's
I could
fair.
go ahead and follow the commandment and go, I'm following the commandment because it's a commandment. But how does this apply then to other parts of my life then? Oh, it's not a
How's-
commandment, but it's a command.
Yeah, a command. Wait, how
Terminology,
does that,
command, commandment, blah, 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 blah.
deserve, entitled, what's the difference?
I know. I know this is all over your head so much.
I hate this. No, I don't hate this. This is
But you're the one who brought up the
yeah,
question.
I know, and I hate it. No.
You bring up a question that seems so simple, but
yet
then
it's just so much to hash out.
there's all those components because we haven't even talked about going through because if you went through each of the 7 types of loves and then you categorize does someone get that automatically because they're human or do they not? That's a whole other
there's-
separate list of
yeah.
things.
Yeah. It's wild. And I hate how tossed around the word love is. How tossed around it is.
Well,
Because
in American culture, well,
it's annoying.
actually, yeah, in American culture, in English, let me put it that way.
Ugh.
We have one word that can mean all sorts of things. It can mean familial love, it can mean erotic love, aka, between the husband and wife.
Yeah.
It can mean, friendship. It can mean, you know, whatever it could be. There's so many different things that get wrapped up into this one word, love.
Yeah.
And then you go to something like Greek or Latin or Hebrew, and there's
Oh, and
all these
there's
different, even like French and all that. There's different terminologies for different types of love. Like a familial love, a brotherly love, that's going to be a different word than the erotic love
yeah.
example. So in a way, we try to simplify our own language with English, and in a way, we made it way
make
more
it
complex.
worse. We just
You know, you would bring someone. I always think of it this way: you have someone like with Star Trek Universal Translators. Are you familiar with those?
no.
So in Star Trek, on their badge, they have what's called a universal translator, so it can translate between one language and another, and it translates it into a language that the person who's listening understands. Essentially, so let's say you were speaking French and I only spoke English, it would translate your French into English and my English into French for you.
Yeah.
So universal translator. I always think, how confusing would that be if it heard someone in English say, like, "I love you, man," right? And then it translates into French. What It doesn't have any context about this. What word, or
Does
if
it
it
use?
went to
Yeah.
or if it went back to Greek, "I love you, man." What word love does it use? Because there's so many varieties, and it picks the wrong one, and all of a sudden the Greek
Now
person
it's
goes
just totally
blown out of context.
twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, "Wait, what?"
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oof.
So in a
Language.
way, we made ourselves, unable to say things. Now, obviously, when it's one-on-one, or a group, when I say one-on-one, like you actually see each other, opposed to like text, right? You can see contextual clues on what love is being used
Right.
a lot easier than like over text message.
Yeah, I hate text message.
It's the way of the world, and sometimes you got to live with it. But that's why it's like, okay, English has kind of done us wrong on that regard, because we have no idea what the actual love is.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. It coming back from that, I guess, spring camp.
I loved how you use quotes in real life, but then say quote
Well,
unquote
I was
spring
gonna say
camp.
I was gonna say snow camp. So that's when I would have done the whole quote
Anyways,
unquote thing, but it was a spring camp. Whatever.
yes.
Just for the one passage in Exodus that we were going over, how it this is the I can't said word, how that was like the original, I guess, word for the text, which once you try and apply the English language to it, it's like, oh, it could be this word, it could be this word, it could be that word.
Yep.
Ugh. It's crazy to me.
That happens anytime you translate between languages.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some nuance that's lost,
Yeah.
or unintentional nuance added, which wasn't supposed to be there. Just there's never a good one-to-one translation fully that makes 100% sense. Because if you try to do that, you tried to use something like a Google or Bing Translate to try to get that exact one-to-one, technically the phrases that come over are correct, but it may not have that
I won't do
necessary
it justice.
if that nuance that the actual native language speaker would be able to say, and they would look at it and be like, technically yes, but no.
Mm-hmm. I hate that.
But that's what happens, when you translate it. That's a whole other, ball game there.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah,
so
man.
Mr. Johnson, any final thoughts on who deserves your love?
Don't say it like that. I will do my best to love everyone as I can, because I was shown love first. So therefore, I want to express that to everybody else.
Why did you say it like that? You're like,
Because I'm not going to say the word deserved.
because you're not going to say the word deserved.
No, because I will love people even if they do behave in a way Well, okay, I will do my best to love somebody. I'm going to fail at times at showing people on like true, genuine love. But to people that even when they are acting undeserving of it.
You know what, Aaron?
Yeah.
You deserve commendation for that.
You sly dog.
Huh?
You sly dog.